In this video, I'm going to explain how to do the exercises on page 53. So the first one is as or while, which means mientras. So a longer action happening around. So as I was watching a horror film, mientras, or while I was watching a horror film, I heard a noise. Okay. So what about things at the same time, like simultaneously? So as I was working, sorry, my brother was sitting on the beach. Mientras yo trabajaba, él estaba acostado, sentado en la playa, ¿no? Or for example, as I was working, he was reading a book. Mientras yo trabajaba, él estaba leyendo un libro. Okay, good. So what about this one? When, which obviously means cuando. So a short action. I was watching a horror film when estaba viendo una película de terror cuando escuché un ruido, when I heard. A short action before another one. So when he crossed the line, everybody cheered, yeah? So cuando él por fin cruzó la línea, la meta final, everybody cheered, como que todos aplaudieron, okay? All right, cheer like, woo, felicidades. Before and after. Before always goes with the second action. So before we left, yeah, antes de irnos, I filled up with petrol, yeah, llené el tanque. Or I had filled up, había llenado el tanque. Okay, so first I filled up, y luego, pues ya con el tanque lleno, nos fuimos. I filled up, or I had filled up with petrol before we left, antes de irnos. Okay. Había llenado el tanque o llené el tanque antes de irnos o antes de que fuéramos. Okay. After is, you know, with the first action. So after I filled up, we left. Yeah? Después de que había llenado el tanque, nos fuimos. Yeah? Primero llené el tanque y luego nos fuimos. We left after I filled up, or after I had filled up with petrol. Yeah? Salimos ya que había hecho lo de la gasolina. Okay, so as soon as, tan pronto que, yeah. So as soon as he went outside, it started raining. Yeah, apenas salió, yeah, o tan pronto que saliera, empezó a llover. So as soon as he had gone, tan pronto que había salido, tan pronto que salió. Okay, or it started raining, empezó a llover as soon as he went outside. O sea, apenas salió. Y ya comenzó la lluvia. So by the time means para cuando. Okay, para cuando. Okay, so by the time the police arrived, the robbers had run away. Para cuando ya por fin llegó la policía, los asaltantes, los criminales, ya se habían ido. Or the robbers had run away, yeah. Los criminales ya se habían ido para cuando la policía por fin llegó. O sea, llegaron tarde. Okay. All right. So let's have a look at this. Choose the correct answer. Joe arrived at the cinema, the film had finished. That would be, so pause the video, guys, and try to do 1 to 4. So in the first case, it'd be by the time Joe arrived at the cinema, para cuando por fin llegó al cine, the film had finished. O sea, ya había terminado la película. Okay. While we were sitting in a traffic jam, yeah, mientras estábamos ahí sentados, atorados en el tráfico, nuestro avión estaba en proceso de despegar. Okay, so not a good situation. I phoned Sarah, she had been ill. So in this case, you could say, while I phoned Sarah, she had been, not really. Before I phoned Sarah, she had been ill. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, antes de llamar a Sarah, yeah, había estado. No, hold on, 2 seconds. It should be when I phoned Sarah, she said, me salté el said. Yeah, when I phoned Sarah, cuando hablé por teléfono a Sarah, me dijo que anterior a la llamada había estado enferma. Okay, so when. She fell asleep, she was reading the book. So while she was reading a book, yeah. Se quedó dormida mientras estaba leyendo su libro. Okay, wonderful. So pause the video again, guys, and try to do 5 to 8. Okay. So I turned on the TV program had ended. Lo mismo. by the time I turned on the TV, para cuando prendí la tele, ¿ya? El programa ese había finalizado. Okay. Mechanics had checked the cars before the race started, ¿no? Anterior al comienzo de la carrera, ¿no? The police searched us before we arrived, antes de que llegáramos. Yeah, the police searched us when we arrived would also be possible. Yeah. Okay. By the time we arrived, while we arrived, didn't really make sense. I felt so relieved. After I found my purse, mi monedero. Yeah. O sea, encontré el monedero y ya estaba como más aliviado. All right. So, use sentence so they are true for you. So I'll just give you a few examples, but there could be many more. So when I left school, I had studied for, I don't know, 15 years. Yeah, había estudiado por 15 años. I was doing when I saw, so you could say, for example, I was relaxing in the garden. Yeah, when I saw a plane, I don't know, could be anything really. Okay, so I had been when I, so could be, for example, I had been looking for a job for 2 months. Llevaba 2 meses buscando un trabajo. Yeah. When I found this one, cuando encontré este. Yeah. Había estado buscando por 2 meses cuando encontré este. Okay. I had, but I. So for example, I had slept well. Había dormido bien. I had slept well, but I was tired. Estaba cansado. Okay. When I heard the news about, podría ser 9/11, cuando me enteré de 9/11, I called my family. A mis familiares. Okay, good. All right, well, I hope that helps. So let's move on from this one then. We've still got these to go. So I heard the news, then I phoned my sister. So as soon as I had heard the news, apenas me había enterado de la noticia, llamé a mi hermana. I went to see a friend, then I went home. So primero fue el friend, y luego era home. Okay, so it could be, for example, after I had seen my friend or a friend, whatever, I went home. Yeah, después de haber visto a mi amigo, ya me fui a mi casa. Okay, so I waited for around an hour. Then he eventually arrived. Yeah, so that could be, for example, by the time he arrived, para cuando él llegó, por fin, by the time he arrived, I had been waiting for 1 hour. Yeah, había estado esperando durante 1 hora cuando por fin llegó. Okay. The boss resigned, the business collapsed. So it could be, for example, when the boss resigned, renunció el jefe, and then the business collapsed. When the boss resigned, the business collapsed. So obviously, it could also be the business collapsed when the boss resigned. Yeah, como que una cosa llevó a la otra. I was gardening for hours. Then she phoned me. Yeah. So I would say in this case, I had been gardening for hours. Yeah, había estado haciendo la jardinería por muchas horas. Cuando me habló por teléfono. Yeah, when she phoned me. Or it might sound a bit more natural to say, llevaba horas haciendo cosas en el jardín cuando me llamó por teléfono. Okay, his owner was talking at the same time the dog ran into the road. All right, so while his owner was talking, mientras hablaba el owner, while his owner was talking, the dog ran into the road. Y quedó igual. Yeah, so el owner, el dueño, yeah, del perro muy ocupado, hablando, y en eso, pum, se Se sale a la calle, el perro. Okay, the plane left. Then we got to the airport. Oh, so by the time, para cuando ya llegamos, by the time we got to the airport, the plane had left. Yeah, se había ido, se había marchado, se había despegado. Okay, I never ate caviar. Then I went to Russia. Yeah, so I would say in this case, I had never eaten, nunca había comido. I'd never eaten caviar before I went to Russia, antes de irme a Russia. Before I went to Russia. Okay. So as always, guys, I hope this information was useful for your understanding of narrative tenses.